one of the main things that I wanted to have a quick chat with you about is just to sort of get your point of view on, because I'm meeting, I don't know if you know that he's actually in charge of it.
Oh, Christian
I
Jack.
didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
nice.
I only found that out yesterday, and he messaged me, and I'm going to be meeting with him later on today. And yeah, and he did say like what he was going to be expecting in the meeting, but I just wanted to get your opinion of it as well. I mean, just said to me, yeah, mainly want to meet you, do a bit of role play, yeah, then check about beliefs and philosophy around sales. You know, okay, that's fine, but is there anything else that I should be preparing for? Any sort of like surprises on top of that? And even just with that in of itself, what are your thoughts of sort of preparing for all of that?
Yeah, the main thing is like when it's a call with you, much like that, the main thing is I want to go into it. I don't want to prepare too much. I think you did that on the initial interview, right? I think you said you had an initial one. Don't know if it was like a group one or anything, right?
No, it was just a one-on-one with the recruiter. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that's perfect. So you've passed that stage, which is already a really good sign. So that's basically
Mm,
more so what you know about the company and things like that. I would still want to address that with Christian, like based on what you've learned from Ecom Capital, based on their values, what they match up with. Ultimately, that's what Christian's going to be asking his questions based on, is like how you fit the culture of the team, right?
yeah,
So it's like, and you can even address it there and say, based on what I see from your guys' mission, vision, and values, it's very clear to me that what you guys value is growth, proactivity, everyone being a business owner within their role. And correct me if I'm wrong,
yeah.
Christian, would you say that that is what the culture's like in the team? And he's like, yeah, sure, I would agree that it's like that. Okay, so based on like those values, that seems to be the case for the team. Here's how I would showcase that and aim to be a core team player. And already just mentioning that is going to make him feel like shit. He's really focused on what a value he can bring to us rather than himself. Don't like never make it about you. It's always because
Mm,
and the company they only care about themselves. That's the whole reason they're on
100%,
the call with you, right? And so if you
100%.
can
Yeah,
communicate to them what they want, then yeah, that's where you're selling
yeah,
them really, really well. On the
yeah,
role play, the main thing it's not just they're not looking for wouldn't be looking for perfection, but he's going to be also looking at like how you actually go about it. Like, do you come across as a genuine human being? You're enjoying it. You're actually going through and humanizing the process as well as just following the sales script. Because too often I see it in role plays all the time. People are very good at following scripts now. Since 2021, it was all about, oh, master your sales script. In 2024, it's more about being the best human possible. So, like, have that at the absolute forefront of your mind. It's like, how good am I
yeah.
humanizing it as I'm going through, which I'm sure you won't have an issue with. So,
Yeah, I mean, on that point, the main sort of my main philosophy on that is, yeah, to be, yeah, like throughout any type of call. I mean, I'm not closing yet, but when it comes to triage and phone setting calls, it's to be like have that humanization effect, but to follow a framework and make sure that you're following the framework effectively while being, as you say, not quite. Because yeah, I tried that before and it was awful, just following a script. Just
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
never helpful, and that's a good part of your sales philosophy that I think would resonate with. Is like, yes, I do have a framework, I do have steps that I know I must cover, but if I'm reliant on the call, then you don't get the best version of myself. So my focus
yeah.
is be first, then it's my process, but ultimately meeting the prospect where they're at, right? Because another thing they're thinking of is how will you approach the prospects? How will you be with them when there's difficult questions? He might throw the odd objection here and there. Don't over prepare because if you over prepare, you'll be too leaned on to like one way, and then he might end up surprising you. I would just lean out, be relaxed, and be like, I give me whatever you've got. Is the mentality that I'm saying? It's like I don't care. You can give me five objections on that call. I'm going to give my best, right? And as long as you do that, but you humanize, your cadence is relaxed, and you try and move through the convo, then you've done your best. You might mess up, and that's fine anyway. But if you do it in a really good human way and you show that you've communicated well to the company's values, you then get more to his positive bias of him just going, you know what, he's got some things to work on, but I can develop him, I can help him grow. I want to hire him because he's good character. Right. So like really focus on that character and how you fit in with the culture. That's going to be paramount.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, my character and culture fit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And
Okay,
another thing
cool.
with he is, and you might see it in his content quite a lot. And I'd study his content as well, go through a bunch of it so you can get an idea of how he thinks, and even bring some of that up on your calls. That would impress him. I can tell that based on your content that I've looked at today in the past few days, that you very much value the people that you actually work with as opposed to their skill set, which I really appreciate. Because he cares about like having fun with the people he works with. That's a big thing for
Yeah.
right. So that's something
Okay.
that I want to really just put forward. Like you might be getting someone who, yes, has a great skill set, can bring forward, good stats towards the business, but ultimately I'm a fun person to work with. And that's the kind of energy that you want to bring. If you do that, he'll naturally just assume that, you'll be a good culture fit as well. So yeah, there's a couple of angles you can go
Yeah.
from it. Just take maybe the best one or two things that I've said from there, and hopefully that helps you.
Yeah. No, it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of, great value there. Great stuff. Thank you. I don't, I shouldn't really mention this because you've already given, like, we've already spent, 10 minutes, but,
Fine.
uh, yeah, DM setting got back in touch with me, and I had a group meeting, and Hashim was also there as well.
Ah,
And
competition. Like it.
yeah, small world stuff. Yeah, and today, because out of the two offers that they presented, and I told them one that I wanted, they like literally like right while I was waiting to for us to have a chat, they've come back to me and said, yeah, we're interested in getting you like set up for the opportunity that you want. So yeah, it all kind of seems like it's all sort of coming at once. And,
Yeah.
hand on heart, I shouldn't even really admit this that we're like, it's being recorded, but I'm not even trying that hard at the moment. I'm trying to like take it low key, focus on other things. It's all sort of coming, okay, right, well, let's go, let's keep going, let's do it, let's keep going. And, so yeah,
What's like something that the person I work with, he's been mentoring me a hell of a lot, and I see how he conducts his sales meetings. And he said something very interesting, is that when you're winning, things are very easy. You notice that
uh-huh,
when eventually you hit your, God willing, your first 10K month,
yeah,
you will realize it's not as hard as you thought it would be. Right? When you hit your first like proper milestone that you aim for, it's usually because you're in like a flow state. You may not even be trying that hard, but you're just showing up with that right energy to attract the things that you're wanting. So it's like, yeah, just keep the flow going. Like I don't want to tell you to over prepare or overthink. Like just go in kind of as you have. You're in this good flow state at the moment. So yeah, that's really good that you've got that
yes,
offer as well. It gives you that. I guess it's kind of a plan B, but it's knowing that you can also lean out, have that authority as well, and go, well, I'm looking into this offer that is a priority. I'll get back to you, right? And
yeah,
that's the position you want to be in.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely,
good job.
definitely. No, it's all good, it's all good. So it's just such a surprise that it's all come at once, and not even while I'm trying. So,
That's how it usually
but
goes as well with roles. Like you'll find that you do all this
yeah,
effort, it doesn't feel like anything's happening, and then it just all kind of happens. So if you can post that in the school group as a win, that would be highly appreciated, man, because that's big. It's huge.
yeah, sure, man, Yeah, I can do that,
Love
no
it.
problem.